Is Amy Rose actually just an annoying character in Sonic? Whenever people talk about Amy Rose, the first thing they usually remember is the pink girl chasing Sonic everywhere and acting overly emotional or impulsive. But the truth is, that image has done Amy a huge disservice. Because behind that surface level impression is one of the most important characters in the Sonic universe, and one of the most underrated. Amy was never just a girl with a crush on Sonic. In a lot of stories, it feels like Amy believes there's some kind of destiny tying her to a heroic figure who will change the world. That's how she enters Sonic's life, through admiration that gradually grows into real emotional attachment. But the mistake a lot of people make is reducing her entire character to that one trait, as if that's all there is to her. And honestly, Amy has always been much more than that. First of all, Amy is not selfish or malicious the way some people make her sound. In fact, one of her strongest qualities is how kind and selfless she can be. She is the type of person who will put herself at risk for someone else without hesitation. Even in dangerous situations, she often thinks about protecting the people around her first. That matters, because the Sonic universe has plenty of strong characters, but not all of them have Amy's level of emotional sincerity, compassion, and heart. Second, her love for Sonic does not make her a follower. That's another thing people ignore. Amy has her own personality, her own will, and enough confidence to stand up even to Sonic himself when she feels something is wrong. She is not just there to say yes to everything. She is not just comic relief. She has presence, she has opinions, and she has real impact on the people around her.
She wants to matter. And that brings us to the part that shocks a lot of people. Amy Rose is actually dangerous. Most people underestimate her because of her cute appearance or emotional personality, but they forget that Amy is physically one of the most intimidating members of Sonic's extended cast when she actually gets serious. Amy has incredible physical strength. She can smash large robots, land powerful hits, and fight with a level of force that makes underestimating her a very bad idea. And of course, the biggest symbol of that strength is her famous weapon, the Piko Piko Hammer. That hammer is not just a random tool. In many moments, it feels like an extension of Amy herself. She uses it to attack, defend, break obstacles, and completely overwhelm opponents. And in some portrayals, she can even swing it fast enough to create intense force, almost like a shockwave or a spinning cyclone effect. So yeah, anyone who still thinks Amy is just the girl running after Sonic probably hasn't seen her in a real fight. But that's not all. Amy is also fast. Now, she's not as fast as Sonic or Shadow, but that does not mean she's slow. She is still fast enough to survive the chaos of Sonic's world, keep up in dangerous situations, and fight in environments where normal people wouldn't last a second.
And on top of that, some stories give her extra abilities or traits that make her even more interesting. Whether it's intuition, strange awareness, or the way she seems to read emotional situations better than other characters, Amy often brings something different to the team that goes beyond brute force. What makes this even more interesting is that some portrayals imply Amy may actually hold herself back. Like there's a part of her power she doesn't fully unleash all the time. And that raises a fascinating question. If Amy is already this dangerous while still holding back, what happens when she truly goes all out? Now let's come back to the big question people always ask. Does Sonic actually love Amy? The honest answer is that their relationship has almost always been unbalanced. Amy is much more open and direct about her feelings, while Sonic usually seems to see her more as a close friend than a romantic partner. That's why so many of their interactions end up being funny, awkward, or even a little painful. But that doesn't mean Sonic sees her as worthless. Not at all. He knows she's loyal. He knows she's brave. He
he knows she genuinely cares. He just doesn't exist in the same emotional space that Amy does. And that is exactly what makes Amy compelling. Yes, she's emotional. Yes, she's impulsive. But she's also brave, kind, strong, independent, and capable of growth. She isn't perfect, but she is absolutely not shallow. And it is incredibly unfair to reduce her to the annoying girl, because the truth is that Amy Rose has repeatedly proven she deserves her place in the Sonic universe, both emotionally and physically. At the end of the day, Amy is not just Sonic's admirer. Amy is a real hero. And anyone who still underestimates her probably hasn't seen what she can actually do when it matters. So let me know in the comments, do you think Amy Rose is an underrated character, or do you still see her as just an annoying one? And if you enjoyed the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, and leave a